Good morning, America. Barnstorming the battlegrounds. The candidates presenting their final pitches to the public.
Are you better off now than you were 4 years ago?
It is my pledge to always put country above party and self, and to be a president for all Americans.
The latest on the last big push, the role RFK Jr. could play if Donald Trump is elected, and the new fallout from Trump's comments on Liz Cheney. Plus, Vice President Kamala Harris on the trail with celebrities as she pushes for young voters, and analysis on the Electoral College paths to victory for each candidate, how it all breaks down.
Subway chokehold trial now underway for Daniel Penny, accused of manslaughter in the death of a homeless man acting erratically on the train. The newly released body camera video.
You got anything on him? I don't know. I just put him out.
The jury to decide whether the Marine veteran's actions were justified.
Crib notes. The new dad feeling isolated by the transition to parenthood.
Nothing can prepare you for when your child comes.
Reaching out to other fathers on social media, never expecting what happened next. Giving birth to a growing group of diapering dads.
Hometown heroes. Dodgers fans welcome back the World Series champs, lining the streets of downtown and filling the stadium to cheer on the champs.
Countdown to the New York City Marathon. More than 50,000 runners prepping for the 26.2-mile course through all 5 boroughs. Our own Will Ganss talking with first-timers and veterans ready for the road.
Live from ABC News in New York, this is Good Morning America.
Good morning, America. Happy Saturday to you. We can't wait to see Will Ganss cross that marathon finish line tomorrow. He and so many others have been working so hard. So we'll get to talk to Will live this morning in just a bit. And can't get enough of that Dodger celebration. Sorry, New Yorkers in the room, but more on that in just a moment. It's a tough crowd to cheer on the Dodgers for. Yeah.
Oh, but we can feel joy for everyone right now. Also this morning here, the latest unemployment numbers here, jobs and the economy, of course, top of mind right now. What the report could mean for the election and the possible future interest rate cuts. We're going to look into that.
And we do begin with the 2024 presidential campaign. In its last 3 days now, both major candidates making final blitzes in battleground states this weekend. We have team coverage this morning. ABC's senior White House correspondent Selena Wang is covering Vice President Harris and joins us from Milwaukee. Selena, good morning.
Good morning, Whit. Both Vice President Harris and Donald Trump are fighting for that sliver of undecided voters in Wisconsin. Both of them holding rallies here in Milwaukee last night. The vice president making her pitch for unity and criticizing Donald Trump's violent language.
Are we ready to win? Are we ready to vote?
Overnight, Vice President Kamala Harris making an all-out push in battleground Wisconsin.
If you give me the chance to fight on your behalf, there is nothing that will stand in my way as I fight for you.
Leaning on superstar Cardi B and celebrity rappers to get out the vote.
If his definition of protection is making sure our daughters have fewer rights than our mothers, then I don't want it!
Harris making her pitch for unity.
It is my pledge to always put country above party and self, and to be a president for all Americans. For all Americans. That is my pledge to you, Wisconsin.
The vice president firing up young voters.
You are determined to live free from gun violence, to take on the climate crisis. And I see you, and I see your power.
And while speaking to union workers, Harris pledging to lower the cost of living.
And at the top of my list is bringing down your cost of living. And it will be my focus every single day as president. I will always put the middle class first. I come from the middle class, and I never forget where I come from. I never forget where I come from.
The vice president condemning Donald Trump after he used violent rhetoric against former Republican Congresswoman Liz Cheney, one of Trump's most outspoken critics.
She's a radical war hawk. Let's put her with a rifle standing there with 9 barrels shooting at her, okay? Let's see how she feels about it. You know, when the guns are trained on her face.
Harris reacting with harsh criticism.
This must be disqualifying. Anyone who wants to be president of the United States who uses that kind of violent rhetoric is clearly disqualified and unqualified to be president.
But Trump defending his rhetoric.
Was it necessary to make the comments about Liz Cheney?
Oh, yeah, sure. She's a war hog.
In these final days, Vice President Harris is stressing that Donald Trump's language is becoming more extreme. And we're also learning new details about Harris's plans the day before the election. Her campaign is planning to hold rallies in all 7 battleground states, tying them together in a national live stream. Gio?
All right, Selena, thank you so much. And to the Republican side now with former President Trump, who was also in Milwaukee last night and heads to North Carolina today. It's the 4th day in a row that both candidates are in the same state. ABC's Mary Alice Parks is live in Gastonia, North Carolina. Good morning, Mary Alice.
Gio, good morning. Former President Trump last night was in the same arena in Milwaukee where Republicans held their national convention. He talked about immigration and the economy. He said that he was the only candidate who could rescue the economy from, quote, total obliteration. And he was introduced by one of his supporters, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. With just 3 days to go, Donald Trump back in the very same arena in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where he accepted his party's nomination this summer, now trying to finish his campaign strong.
Are you better off now than you were 4 years ago?
Trump polling the crowd about whether he should say he will win.
It sounds a little braggadocio, right?
The former president repeating claims that migrants are taking jobs from Black Americans.
They have taken so many jobs away from African Americans, less from Hispanic, but that's going to catch up.
And leaning into the disappointing jobs report out Friday that showed unemployment steady at a low 4.1%, but employers only adding 12,000 jobs last month.
The economy stinks. What timing? What timing? 4 days before the election, they have among the worst numbers.
The report came amid hurricanes and a new Boeing strike. It showed wages continuing to climb, and the stock market did end the week higher. But Trump predicted economic doom.
Do you want to lose your job and maybe your house and pension because Kamala has the economic understanding of a child?
Trump joined on stage in Wisconsin and earlier in the day in Michigan by former independent candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who dropped out of the race and endorsed him, but whose name will still be on the Michigan ballot.
If you want to see me go to Washington, you better vote for Donald Trump.
Kennedy, a well-known vaccine skeptic, says he's been promised a prominent role in any future Trump administration, running healthcare agencies. Trump seeming to confirm as much.
And he's going to take care of women's health and men's health and your children's health.
And asked if he agrees with Kennedy about vaccines.
You're comfortable with his views on vaccines, Mr. President?
We'll be talking about a lot of things, but he's going to have a big role in healthcare, a very big role.
Vice President Kamala Harris today calling out Trump over possibly putting Kennedy in charge of America's healthcare system.
He has indicated that the person who would be in charge of health care for the American people is someone who has routinely promoted junk science and crazy conspiracy theories, who once expressed support for a national abortion ban.
And former President Trump heads here to North Carolina today. It's the only one of the battleground states that he won 4 years ago, but he seems to be taking nothing for granted. He has 3 events scheduled here this weekend. Democrats say it could be a sign that he's nervous about the state. Janae?
All right. We will see what happens in the next few days, Mary Alice. Thank you. Meanwhile, important news for everyone here in the country. The FBI and U.S. intelligence officials say Russia is behind a fake video now circulating online showing a man who claims to be a Haitian immigrant who says he voted multiple times in Georgia. Again, the video is completely fake. U.S. intelligence and Homeland Security officials are warning that Russia, China, and Iran are engaged in a broad, covert campaign to divide and confuse Americans. The Georgia video came just a week after another bogus video appeared to show a man destroying Trump ballots in battleground state Pennsylvania. Important to know, it too was a Russian fake.
All right, let's bring in ABC News political director and Washington bureau chief Rick Klein joining us. Rick, good morning. It's always great to have you. So let's start with the more than 70 million people who have already voted early. What is that telling us now?
Yeah, good morning, Whit. It means people are dialed into this election already. Turnout already approaching half of the final number from 2020, which set a record. Election day voting, of course, is still to come. And across the key battlegrounds, we're seeing some trends emerge. In Michigan, for example, likely Republicans right now, about 42% of early voters. That's up 6 points from 4 years ago. A similar story in Pennsylvania, a 10-point jump among likely Republicans. And similarly in Wisconsin, Republicans about the same, but Democrats dropping a bit as more independents are voting early. It's not clear right now, Whit, if these people are just people changing when they vote as opposed to sign of genuine enthusiasm. And I should note that Democrats have been showing up a little bit later in this early voting period, building up some of the advantages they're going to have going into Tuesday.
And Rick, how are the potential paths to victory shaping up in those battleground states?
Yeah, let's start with the 538 polling average, because these are the 7 states that almost certainly are going to determine the election. And you can see the polling is so close everywhere, about 2 points tops separating the candidates. If you were to translate this into the electoral map, if the polls are right, a big if, of course, this is where the race lands. Trump with 287 electoral votes. That's more than the 270 that he would need. But let's play it through. Let's say that the polls are off by a little bit and that Harris is able to hold her advantage in Wisconsin, Michigan, and also take Pennsylvania. That's 270 electoral votes. That's the presidency for her. On the other hand, let's talk about a potential Trump path. If he's able to win in Nevada and Arizona, as well as Georgia and South Carolina in the South, he is just 1 state away from victory. The best path that he has is probably Pennsylvania, the biggest battleground. It's also where a Washington Post poll had Harris up by just a single point. Basically, this is a tied race.
Yeah, toss up at this point. All right, Rick, thank you so much. Always appreciate it. And on GMA Monday morning, House Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries will join us live here as we inch closer to Election Day and the Democrats work to win the House majority. And then on election night, stay with ABC News. We will have all the results as they come in, beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern, reporting from both campaign headquarters and, of course, insight and analysis from our powerhouse political team. Again, that's 7 p.m. next Tuesday, November 5th.
All right, Whit, and the economy remains one of the top issues in this campaign. So what impact will a weaker than expected jobs report with just 12,000 jobs added have on voters and the economy? Let's bring in ABC's Alexis Christophorus with more on this. Good morning, Alexis.
Good morning, Gio. Those 12,000 jobs the economy added last month may seem shockingly low, especially when you consider estimates were for about 100,000 jobs added. But October was no usual month. The Labor Department says Hurricanes Helene and Milton, coupled with a major strike at Boeing, likely distorted the numbers, leading to the weakest month for job growth since December of 2020. But there was little impact from the strike or the hurricanes on the unemployment rate, which held steady at 4.1% as wages rose slightly. Now, the most jobs were added in healthcare and government last month, but more than 40,000 jobs were lost in manufacturing. That's thanks in large part to that Boeing strike. Now, the report did give Wall Street a reason to rally. The Dow jumping nearly 300 points to kick off November. The Nasdaq climbing more than 140, and the S&P 500 added more than 20 points. Traders are betting the weak jobs report will keep the Federal Reserve on track to cut interest rates by a quarter point at next week's meeting and give the Fed a little room to continue lowering borrowing costs. Now, this last jobs report before the election quickly becoming political fodder. The Biden administration saying the economy remains strong. The Trump campaign calling this report a catastrophe. Guys.
All right, Alexis, thank you. Now to the late night verdict in the federal trial of a former police detective involved in a botched raid that ended in the death of Breonna Taylor in Louisville, Kentucky. ABC's Jay O'Brien is covering this for us. And Jay, the jury had been deadlocked, but they managed to work through that.
That's right, Janae. Good morning. That jury deliberating into the night over the course of 3 days, reaching that partial guilty verdict, and Breonna Taylor's family emotional as that verdict was read in court.
Overnight, the family and friends of Breonna Taylor speaking out after an ex-Louisville, Kentucky police officer was found guilty of violating Taylor's civil rights during a police raid of her apartment in 2020.
Until you know what it feels like to watch your child be killed for 1,694 days and nobody hold anybody accountable, I don't think anybody could understand what that feels like unless you knee deep in it.
The jury finding former Louisville police officer Brett Hankinson guilty of using excessive force during the raid on Taylor's home, firing 10 shots through Taylor's apartment. But that same federal jury acquitting Hankinson earlier in the evening of violating the civil rights of 3 of Taylor's neighbors who were in nearby apartments during the 2020 raid. This case a retrial after the judge declared a mistrial last year, and it comes after a 2022 state trial where Hankinson was acquitted of multiple charges of wanton endangerment.
I don't know what's happening. Somebody kicked in the door and shot my girlfriend.
Taylor was killed in a March 2020 police raid on her apartment. The night of that fatal shooting, officers were searching for Taylor's ex-boyfriend, who was suspected of dealing drugs. Authorities executing a no-knock warrant, breaking down the door of Taylor's apartment, where her current boyfriend, Kenneth Walker, was also present. Believing intruders were breaking in, Walker fired a single shot, hitting an officer in the leg. Officers then returning fire. After the gunfire erupted, Hankinson ran to the side of Taylor's apartment and blindly fired 10 rounds through Taylor's sliding door and window, which were covered with blinds and curtains. Several of the rounds entered the neighboring apartment where 3 people were home. None of the 10 rounds hit anyone. Hankinson now faces a maximum sentence of life in prison. Taylor's family now hoping to keep Breonna's memory alive.
I just want people to continue to say Breonna Taylor's name and that she deserved justice.
Meantime, 2 other ex-Louisville police officers also face new federal charges of allegedly falsifying the warrant that led police to Breonna Taylor's doorstep. They have pleaded not guilty. Whit.
All right, Jay O'Brien for us. Thank you. Meantime, back here in New York City, the trial of Daniel Penny got underway with dramatic testimony. He's the Marine veteran accused of manslaughter in the chokehold death of a man on the subway. Here's ABC's senior investigative correspondent, Aaron Katursky.
This is police body camera footage the public had not seen that shows Daniel Penny, a Marine veteran, standing over the body of Jordan Neely, a homeless man Penny put in a fatal chokehold on a New York City subway car last year.
Came out to the train.
You got anything on him?
What's that?
You got anything on him?
I don't know.
You're my man.
I just put him out.
Prosecutors said the video, played publicly for the first time at Penny's trial, shows Penny acted recklessly and failed to recognize Neely's humanity. This video from May 2023 shows Penny restraining Neely. Prosecutors conceded Neely may have seemed scary, but told the jury Penny used far too much force for far too long, nearly a minute after Neely went limp.
I love Jordan, and I want justice for Jordan Neely. I want it today.
The defense argued Neely was seething and psychotic and yelling with unhinged rage, so Penny stood up to protect thy neighbor.
At the end of the day, this case is about someone who stood up and tried to protect his fellow passengers, who did the right thing and came to the aid of everyone on that subway car.
Eyewitnesses are among the next to take the stand when court resumes. Penny has pleaded not guilty to manslaughter and negligent homicide charges. To convict, the jury must be convinced Penny's actions were not justified and that he recklessly disregarded the risk his chokehold posed to Neely's life. Aaron Katursky, ABC News, New York.
All right, Aaron, thank you so much for that. And it is time now for the weather. And look who's here, our friend, meteorologist Leslie Lopez from our LA station KABC.
I'm so excited to be with you, especially after a Dodgers win. It's so much fun.
Oh,
well, what have I done? Let's get to weather. All right, we're talking about some weather. I mean, listen, this is some interesting weather that's happening across the nation. We're still breaking records. I mean, it is hot. It's so hot out towards New Jersey. We're looking at a fire. It's about 140 acres. This is over in Morris County. And right now, it looks like structures are threatened. But the good news is 30% containment. Now, that heat is continuing forward. You're going to see anywhere from Bridgeport, Connecticut to Hartford. We're looking at 84 to 81 degrees. So daily records are being broken across Florida all the way up to Maine. So we'll have more on that coming up in just a little bit. All right. Well, yeah. So we're going to continue with the heat. We'll talk more about that heat coming up, but also severe weather threats in the southern plains that we'll get to in just a little bit.
Like a true Dodgers fan, just walking right into
so
Times Square.
Sorry.
Oh, you brought
what have I done?
Yep.
So I don't want to get you booed out of here, Leslie, but they say it's a good time to be a Dodger fan. The city of Los Angeles turning out to cheer on the World Series champs. ABC's Melissa Adon was there. She is a massive fan and has more from LA. Melissa, I mean, you've just had some good weekends leading up to this.
This has been amazing, Janae. Good morning. And let me tell you, LA showed up. It was so much fun. There was music, people were laughing, and there was even some tears that were shed. But there were tears of joy, that is, for our reigning champs. It was amazing. Rapper Ice Cube even came back. He performed at Dodger Stadium. And yes, once again, it was a good day.
A sea of blue filling downtown Los Angeles for the World Series victory parade. City of LA says more than 200,000 people cheered on the Dodgers, fresh off their World Series win against the New York Yankees.
Who has more championships than us in the 2020s? Absolutely nobody!
More than 42,000 fans greeted the 8-time World Series champions at Dodger Stadium. A rare moment for superstar Shohei Ohtani addressing the crowd.
I'm so honored to be here and to be part of this team.
It was a roller coaster of emotions.
The series filled with iconic moments for World Series MVP Freddie Freeman. His Game 1 historic walk-off grand slam.
She is gone!
And setting a record, hitting a home run in 6 consecutive World Series games. The father of 3, full of gratitude after his 3-year-old son was diagnosed with a rare autoimmune disease over the summer.
After my son got sick, you guys showed out for my family.
Freeman's story is truly spectacular. And look, something I found so special was the amount of times that I heard fans saying just how excited they were when it was their favorite player, whether it be Ohtani or Freeman or any of our boys in blue, just made eye contact with them, waved and smiled. It really, really solidified the celebrations and made it so memorable for the fans, guys.
All right, thank you so much, Melissa. And still coming up here on GMA, the election campaign in the final stretch. Vice President Harris and former President Trump, how persuasive were their big events with undecided voters? Our political team weighs in.
And ready to run, our Will Ganss joins us as he gets ready to run the first marathon there. We'll be right back. You're watching GMA.
Oh, yeah. Welcome back to GMA on this Saturday morning. That is the band from Brooklyn's Bishop Longland Memorial High School practicing the Rocky theme. They'll be playing it for 3 hours straight tomorrow at Mile 8 of the TCS New York City Marathon, following a 40-year tradition. Incredible. Coming up, our Will Ganss will have a live report from Central Park as he finishes preparing for the big race. So excited to talk to Whit. But they're going to be playing for 3 hours.
Yeah, that'll get you pumped up there.
So excited to talk to Whit?
Yeah.
Oh, Will.
Called Will. That's all right. When there's a Will, there's a Whit.
Yeah.
Sometimes it often goes that way.
You know.
I've never said that before. All right, let's take a look at some of the other top stories that we're following on this Saturday morning. Happening right now. Dramatic new images of the flash flooding in Spain that's now being called the country's deadliest natural disaster in decades. Video from above showing crushed and mangled cars swept into an underpass in Valencia as firefighters search for bodies that may be inside. The death toll at more than 200 with an unknown number still missing.
Also right now, the Justice Department releasing a full list of where federal monitors will be on Election Day to ensure civil rights laws are being observed. This year, they will go to 86 different jurisdictions in 27 states. Some Republican-led states, including Texas, Florida, and Missouri, are banning monitors from going inside those polling places.
And one of North Carolina's biggest attractions, the Biltmore Estate, is reopening today after Hurricane Helene flooded the area just weeks ago. The 8,000-acre property, known as America's largest home, is opening back up for the holidays with its iconic 35-foot Christmas tree. I'm sure that is such a great sign of rebuilding for so many people there.
All right, do start this half hour with a closer look at the top campaign headlines this week with just 3 days to go before the election. Can you believe it? Joining us now, Deputy Political Director Avery Harper, and from North Carolina on the campaign trail, ABC White House correspondent Mary Alice Parks. Good morning to both of you. Avery, let's start with you and take a look at the candidates' closing arguments here. We know Vice President Harris really focusing on unity, former President Trump honing in on his immigration campaign. Who are they trying to reach down this final stretch? I mean, are there any undecided voters even left out there?
I mean, they're trying to reach anybody who will listen, and I know that they hope that there are some undecided voters out there. Look, when we look at what Vice President Kamala Harris said this week at the Ellipse in Washington, D.C., she really spoke to those who might be unsure about her. We saw her say those who might disagree with me politically, they would have a seat at the table in my administration. I think it was also really powerful when we saw her physically point back to the White House and frame former President Donald Trump as a danger to the democracy that it represents. That's a real call out to potentially disaffected Republicans. On the other hand, I think with former President Trump's his remarks that we saw this week, he's really trying to rally his supporters. You mentioned that he's honing in on immigration. We saw him appear with the families of victims that they say were killed at the hands of migrants. That's an issue that's really important to the Republican base. But we've also seen him speak disagreeably about folks who are not supporting him. We have heard him say that voting blocs who are not supporting him need their head examined. That's not doing anything to bring folks into the tent. It was only last night that we heard him say that he would fight for Americans whether they wanted to vote for him or not.
And Mary Alice, I want to bring you in. You're in Gastonia, North Carolina now. It's the last day of early voting there. You mentioned that both candidates are there in North Carolina. In our first half hour, you said that former President Trump has 3 events there today. How important is that state for candidates?
And North Carolina has been Democrats' white whale. They really want this one. Back in 2008, President Obama did win here, so Democrats think it's doable. And in 2020, Biden got closer to Trump. Trump won, but by fewer votes. Now, another big factor here, Democrats have a pretty popular governor here, but he's term limited out. And the Republican gubernatorial candidate has been problematic for Republicans, pretty controversial. Trump and Vance have barely wanted to campaign with him. But look, on the other hand, Republicans have registered more new voters here, and they have won 10 out of the last 11 presidential cycles here in this state. So they feel pretty good. But look, if Harris were to flip this state, it would really open up the map for her, give her a lot more options. It would basically be a big insurance policy for her. Now, when it comes to the map, there are also a lot of interesting headlines this week about whether New Hampshire could actually be a toss-up, whether Trump might have a chance in that state. It's a small state, only 4 electoral college votes. But if he were to flip that state, it would really open up the path for him. Now, I spoke to the chair of the New Hampshire Democratic Party just last week. He said that Harris was fine in that state, but I keep wondering if there might be any more surprises, guys.
So North Carolina, very, very important. But Avery, can we talk about the harsh language? Because over the past few days, we've just seen it ramp up. When you talk to people, they're always saying it's just getting ugly. It's feeling ugly.
Right. I would say the tone of this campaign has been the same for a little while now. Look, but we have seen some really inflammatory comments on the side of Trump by Trump himself and those around him. We saw some of the bigoted language that was used at the Madison Square Garden rally last weekend to Trump suggesting that former Republican Congresswoman Liz Cheney should be standing in front of the barrels of a gun. And I will say that that is any kind of language that does overshadow any messaging about issues. And it steps on the Trump administration, the Trump campaign's efforts to really amplify the comments that we saw from President Biden earlier this week, using the word garbage to comment about either a Trump supporter or supporters, depending on how you interpreted that. And it really does give the Harris campaign ammunition to argue that former President Trump is not fit for the office.
Yes, important points, and we appreciate you all for being here to discuss it so much leading up to these final few days. But Mary Alice Parks and Avery Harper, thank you both. And it's not too late to register to vote in a number of states. Scan the QR code right there on your screen right now to learn more. In the meantime, though, we are going to get another check of the weather, and we've got Leslie Lopez here with an eye on the Caribbean.
Yeah. Yeah, we do. I mean, it looks really nice, serene, and pleasant, but boy, things are going to change in this area. I've seen a couple boaters out there this morning, but there is going to be a potential for a named hurricane. At least there's an 80% chance of that development right now over into Honduras. So that Western Caribbean section will keep a very close eye on, especially over the next 7 to 10 days. Now, taking you out to Patty, looking at subtropical storm Patty. This is near the Azores. Now, this one's not going to do much for the United States. However, it is another named storm, and it is very active in the tropics right now. I want to take you back over to the southern plains, Texas, Oklahoma. We're talking about severe weather through the area. Hail, we're looking at flash flooding, and a potential for some tornadoes, too. Now, the tornado risk is there today. However, that risk is going to increase as we head into tomorrow. So at least for the next few days, we're going to keep a very close eye on the area. All right. Yeah. So a lot going on around the country, and especially today as we look towards, I wanted to mention, there is going to be a marathon here.
Yes.
The weather is going to be really, really nice. About 55 degrees seasonable. So if you're breaking a sweat,
nice.
you're doing all right. Yeah.
Good news.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Now in GMA, with the new dad feeling isolated, making the transition into parenthood, reaching out on social media, and learning he was far from alone. ABC's Morgan Norwood says it was the start of something pretty big. Morgan, good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, you know how parenthood can be. I don't know, but you guys know. I mean, it can be an adjustment, right? Whit, you were a new dad at one point, right?
I'm still trying to figure it out.
Absolutely.
Every day, right now.
Well, take a look at this. When Joe Gonzalez was trying to adjust to life as a new dad, he went looking for support. And what he found? Dozens of other fathers literally willing to walk alongside him to figure this dad thing out together.
For many first-time parents, the struggle is real.
You see TikToks, you see videos, you try to read books. You can do all the things, but nothing can prepare you for when your child comes.
And when Joe Gonzalez found himself in the throes of transition to fatherhood, he went looking for support, first on TikTok, simply posting his experience.
Being a parent is crazy. My son, he's 4 months old, and every day he's up at 6 a.m. on the dot.
And it quickly went from social media to social meetups.
Yo, if you're a dad or you know a dad in Brooklyn, my name is Joe. I'm a dad myself, and this Saturday at 1 p.m. in McCarran Park, I'm hosting a meetup for dads.
He started the Brooklyn Stroll Club.
For me, it was just pure intentions of like, let's connect. My hope is to cultivate a community that dads feel comfortable and can grow.
And the response? Overwhelming. Close to 20 new dads from nearly all 5 boroughs showing up to this park with their babies. Including Andrew White.
My spirit feels full after this experience because I'd never been around that many dads.
According to researchers at Ohio State, 66% of parents reported feeling lonely or isolated due to the demands of parenthood. And advocates say dads deserve support too.
We look at the numbers for postpartum depression as an example. And for me, growing up, postpartum depression was, if I'd ever heard of it, it was definitely something only a mother could feel. But it's absolutely real for dads as well.
And so while the adjustment to parenthood may be difficult for some, Joe Gonzalez says finding community as a new dad can be as simple as a stroll in the park.
If you are a dad who's looking for community, look for it. And if there's not there, start it because people need it. And, you know, why don't we give moms a break as well?
And all the moms said,
amen.
If you are in New York City and you're looking to connect with other dads, you can visit brooklynstrollclub.com. They're already planning their next outing, guys.
Janae didn't even skip a beat there.
No. It's because she said, Janae, you're going to back me up. And I was like, back you up
like,
for what?
And she knew.
Give mom a break? Yes, please. Thank you. Thank you, Morgan.
Thank you, Morgan. We count down to the New York City Marathon. More than 50,000 runners getting ready to be put through the paces Sunday for the largest marathon in the world. 26.2 miles. It's a run through New York's 5 boroughs. One of them is our own Will Ganss out in Central Park for us this morning. Will, good morning. You're with another first-timer.
That's right, Gio. Yeah, the vibes are lit here. I didn't anticipate things to be this crazy this morning, but here we are. Everyone is amped for the New York City Marathon, including my new friend Zara Biabani. Zara, it is your first marathon. It's my first marathon. We're now 1 day, 1 hour, 10 minutes away, but who's counting? How are you feeling? You were telling me you had an interesting strategy as you were training. What were your snacking measures?
Yeah, I still am eating Sour Patch watermelon gummies. because they're more enjoyable, and then I'm also fueling with additional goos or gels now.
Okay, I'm glad that we've made sort of a professional switch. As we gear up towards tomorrow, what do you think will be the most difficult part of the run for you?
Yeah, I'm nervous for mile 20. I think I'll just hit a lull, need some extra motivation, some extra fuel, so I'm nervous about that.
What I think is incredible, you're one of the members of Team Inspire, which is awesome. You're also one of the members of Team For Climate, which is the first time that a major marathon is including environmentalism in a way like that. You wrote a book called
Climate Optimism.
Climate Optimism.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about what climate optimism is and why you wanted to bring it to the New York City Marathon.
Yeah, totally. So that was a culmination of 2 years of chronicling climate stories and positive changes around the world. And so climate optimism is rooted in this idea that we need to understand the breadth of the consequences and the scope of the problem, but also understand how many positive solutions there are and how you can join and be a part of it.
And as a runner from New York City, running in Central Park, that is a perfect kind of crossroads for you.
Yeah, totally. I live right by Central Park. I love running here and just enjoying nature and really getting away from the city.
Well, I'm excited to run this thing with you tomorrow, Zara. You guys, for any coverage of the New York City Marathon, you can watch our local station here in New York City. We're also going to be streaming on ESPN2 starting at 8 a.m. And for the first time ever tomorrow, there's a finish line special right here at ABC on ABC from 3 to 5 p.m. Whit?
Excellent, Will Ganss. Appreciate it. Love the windbreaker too, by the retro.
Really cool.
Looking fresh, my friend. Now with our play of the day and the centenarian, mindful of her civic duty, Sonetta Clifton is 102 years old, and the retired teacher says that she's been voting ever since she was able. And she just cast her ballot curbside at a polling place in Southwest Houston after getting a ride from one of her former students. She says even though she retired as an educator, she still teaches young people about the importance of voting, and she's sure setting an example of that.
Amen.
Gotta get out there and vote.
Yes, a reminder of how important it is and what a privilege.
Exactly.
So coming up here on GMA in our second hour, ESPN's Jess Sims looks at the big matchups this weekend in college football.
And our GMA cover story looking at the new Department of Transportation rules that can get you an automatic refund if your flight is canceled. We'll be right back.
Good morning, America. It's our second hour. Election endgame. With just 3 days to go, Harris and Trump barnstorming those battleground states.
Are you better off now than you were 4 years ago?
It is my pledge to always put country above party and self, and to be a president for all Americans.
Our team is live on the campaign trail.
The new refund rules that have airlines automatically paying up for those long delayed and canceled flights. What to know as the holiday travel season takes off.
Also this morning, a new study out on the number of weight loss surgeries going down as more and more patients opt for medications. What doctors are saying about this shift in obesity treatment trends.
Clever, convenient, and crunchy. We're in the kitchen making mason jar meals that will have the whole family digging in.
It's less than 24 hours before the New York City Marathon, and GMA is keeping pace. More than 50,000 runners ready for race day. And we're live from the finish line where final preparations are underway as we say,
Good morning, America!
It's Saturday morning. This is GMA.
Yeah, good. Get him,
It was time for some pop and lock.
Yeah, you nailed it. Watch him go.
No,
See?
leave it there.
Getting revved up on a Saturday morning. Good morning, America. We are off to the races here. The countdown to the New York City Marathon is on. We will introduce you to a few runners who will be taking that 26.2-mile trek tomorrow.
Yes, and we are also following a lot of news this morning, including the latest in that mandatory curfew in Orlando's downtown entertainment area. This following a fatal shooting on Halloween.
But we do start this hour here with the election entering the end game with just 3 days until the polls close. Both major candidates making final blitzes in battleground states this weekend. Former President Trump in Milwaukee last night, now headed to North Carolina. And ABC's Mary Alice Parks is on the ground in Gastonia, North Carolina. Good morning again, Mary Alice.
Yeah, Gio, good morning. It's the last day of in-person early voting here in North Carolina. Now, last night, both candidates were actually in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Former President Trump was in the same arena where he accepted that GOP nomination this last summer. He zeroed in on the economy. He really called out that disappointing jobs report yesterday that showed wages up, but employers only adding 12,000 new jobs. Democrats pointing out that the hurricanes and that Boeing strike did have an impact. Now, at both of his rallies yesterday, Trump was introduced by one of his supporters, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., the former independent candidate and well-known vaccine skeptic, saying that Trump has promised him a major role in a possible future Trump administration, specifically running healthcare agencies. Now, Trump seemed to confirm as much on stage yesterday, saying that RFK Jr. will have a very big role to play in healthcare. Now, Vice President Harris made a point of weighing in on this. She said that someone who, quote, routinely promoted junk science and conspiracy theories should not be in charge of the nation's healthcare. Now, Trump has 3 events in North Carolina this weekend, a big focus on this state in this final push. Whip.
Mary Alice Parks, thank you. Let's go to ABC's senior White House correspondent, Selena Wang. She's covering Vice President Harris on the trail in Milwaukee. Selena, good morning.
Good morning, Whit. Both Donald Trump and Vice President Harris are fighting for that sliver of undecided voters in Wisconsin. Both of them holding rallies here last night in Milwaukee. The vice president leaning on superstar Cardi B and celebrity rappers to help get out the vote. Cardi B firing up the crowd and saying that she wasn't planning to vote until Harris got into this race. And the vice president making her pitch to voters, vowing to fight on their behalf and arguing that Donald Trump is too unstable and obsessed with revenge to care about the American people. Now, the vice president also condemning Donald Trump's violent language that he used against former Republican Congresswoman Liz Cheney, one of Trump's most outspoken critics. Trump called Cheney a radical war hawk during a Thursday event. Then he said, quote, "Let's put her with the rifle standing there with 9 barrels shooting at her." Harris said that anyone who uses that kind of violent rhetoric should be disqualified and is unqualified to be president. In this final stretch, the vice president is stressing that Donald Trump's language is becoming more extreme. And we're also learning new details about Harris's plans the day before the election. Her campaign plans to hold rallies in all 7 battleground states, tying them together in a national live stream. Whit.
Selena Wang, thank you so much. And on election night, you can stay with ABC News. We have all the results as they come in, beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern, reporting from both campaign headquarters on the races that will determine control of Congress, plus insight and analysis from our powerhouse political team. Again, that's at 7 p.m. this Tuesday, November 5th. Gio?
All right, Whit. Now the trial of Daniel Penny got underway in New York City with never-before-seen police body camera footage being shown in court. Now, the video shows the Marine veteran standing over the body of Jordan Neely, a homeless man who died when Penny put him in a chokehold on a New York City subway car last year. Prosecutors saying the video shows Penny acted recklessly and failed to recognize Neely's humanity. The defense argued Neely was seething and psychotic and yelling with unhinged rage, so Penny stood up to protect thy neighbor. So a lot to watch there.
A state of emergency remains in effect for the downtown Orlando area following a fatal shooting as crowds were out celebrating Halloween. A mandatory curfew is in effect from 1 to 5 a.m. and alcohol sales are suspended after midnight. A 17-year-old now facing 2 counts of first-degree murder after shots rang out on the streets during Halloween celebrations Thursday night. Police say it remains unclear what provoked the incident.
Oh, sad one there. But now let's huddle up for week 10 of college football and the jam-packed roster of games this weekend. ESPN's Jess Sims is in Happy Valley ahead of one of those matchups. Jess, what has fans excited out there?
Good morning, Janae, and it is a great morning indeed here in Happy Valley. College Game Day is here to kick off a huge top 5 matchup between number 4 Ohio State and number 3 Penn State. Starting at 9 a.m. Eastern on ESPN, we have a jam-packed show. We're going to have Penn State's head coach, James Franklin, live for an interview from the field. We're going to be going into the field, into the stadium, for lots of pregame warm-ups for all the drills. And this is not just any stadium, y'all. This is the 2nd largest stadium in the entire country and the 4th largest in the world, with over 106,000 seats that they expect to be completely filled today. After the show, we're going to have ABC at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. There's going to be another enormous matchup between Florida and number 2 Georgia, live from Jacksonville. Now, this rivalry is so intense, Janae, that they can't even agree on how many times that they've actually played each other in the official record books. Now, one thing we do know, though, Georgia is going to look for their 4th straight victory over the Gators. Guys, back to you.
All right, Jess, a lot to watch for there. A lot of people excited about it. Thank you so much. And coming up here on our GMA Morning Menu, the new airline rules and how you're going to cash in after a canceled flight.
Also ahead, the number of bariatric surgeries is going down as weight loss medication use goes up. We'll have a doctor to break down this latest trend in obesity treatment.
Plus, Deals and Steals. Tori Johnson is here with fall fun from the small businesses you love to support. And our Will Ganss is live in Central Park ahead of tomorrow's New York City Marathon. Will, are you ready to run?
I am ready to run. Also, Janae, by the way, tomorrow they're going to pass out 43,000 bagels. So at this current moment, I'm looking for one of those. I think I'm supposed to be carbo loading starting today, but we'll have a lot more on the inspiring runners and the incredible stories happening here at the New York City Marathon. That's coming up on GMA. Don't go anywhere, you guys.
Look at Times Square right there. We're back now on GMA with our cover story, unpacking those new airline regulations that are now in effect, requiring airlines to issue automatic refunds for canceled or long delayed flights. A lot of people have been waiting on this, and ABC's Alexis Christophers is here to break it all down. A lot of people looking at this because they're like, give me my money.
Hey, we were just talking about it. We've been waiting for it for a long time. So here's the deal. The next time your flight is significantly delayed or canceled, your airline will have to pay up, and promptly. The Department of Transportation first announced these new rules back in April, but they went into effect this week, just in time for the busy holiday travel season. So for the first time ever, the DOT is defining what it considers to be a significant delay. So that means 3 hours for a domestic flight, 6 hours for an international flight. The policy also covers significantly changed flights. So that includes departing or arriving from a different airport, an increase in the number of connections, or a downgrade to a lower class cabin. Airlines are now required to automatically provide prompt cash refunds, no vouchers or credits. The refund must be paid within 7 days if you bought your ticket with a credit card, 20 days for all other forms of payment. But you only qualify to get a refund if you don't accept the airline's alternative transportation options. And if you bought a non-refundable ticket, Gio, these rules, they do not apply.
And I'm so glad you mentioned that, because if you buy a seat with extra legroom, sometimes if they change the planes, you get moved to a seat that has less legroom that you didn't pay for. So absolutely good. How about the late bags? Because that's also something that you're looking at.
Yeah.
That can be refunded too.
Absolutely. That's included. You do have to be sure to file a mishandled baggage claim with the airline first. But if the airline is going to bring your bag 12 hours after you've landed for a domestic flight, or 15 to 30 hours after an international flight, the airline is required to refund you any baggage fees. The same is true for extras like Wi-Fi, seat selection, and in-flight entertainment. If they don't work or they're changed, the airline must refund you what you paid.
And we have a few seconds left, but international carriers are also in on this?
Included too, from within the U.S. Domestic, international have to follow these rules.
All right. Thank you so much, Alexis. We so appreciate you. Guys, over to you.
Good to know stuff there. All right, now to a new study out on the number of weight loss surgeries decreasing as more patients treating obesity seek out prescription medications like Ozempic and Wegovy. So here now to explain the shift is Dr. Nate Wood. He's with the Yale School of Medicine. Thank you so much for being with us this morning.
My pleasure, my pleasure.
Okay, so what are you seeing when it comes to the effect of popular weight loss drugs? Are fewer people getting bariatric surgery?
Yeah, that's what this research is showing, and it's actually, I mean, it's not that surprising, right? In the past, if you wanted to lose a lot of weight, that was kind of the only option. But now, as everyone's seen, these medications are so popular because they're so effective. And for once, we have a medication that people can take instead of surgery, and for that reason, a lot of people are choosing that route.
How much should your age be a factor when you decide which avenue to go?
Yeah, that's a really interesting question. So, you know, if I think about my young patients, you know, perhaps they don't want to take a medication the rest of their life. And if they're young and otherwise healthy, they're going to tolerate this surgery really well. The downtime won't be so bad. Maybe that's the right option for them. But then for older folks who maybe have a few more, you know, illnesses and comorbidities, the downtime would be a lot. Maybe a medication is a better option for them. So as an obesity medicine physician, it's my job to kind of lay out all the options and go through it with my patients. And ultimately, it's a patient-by-patient decision. But
and that's so important. And what you were just saying about so I'm just fascinated by it, because
people are still getting surgeries. They may be getting less of them. You say it depends on a number of factors because you could also do both.
Yeah, that's right. It kind of depends on how much weight is your goal to lose. And each patient has a different goal, and doctors have different ideas of what might be safe or desirable. So if you want to lose maybe 5% of your body weight, lifestyle interventions are probably going to be enough. If you want to lose 5, 10, 15, medications are great options. If you want to lose 20, 25 or more % of your body weight, bariatric surgery is still going to be a great option.
So, oh, sorry, go
and
ahead.
then, yeah, for folks who have bariatric surgery, lose the weight and then start to regain it, then we can actually add on a medication afterwards. And in that way, you can get both.
And so how do you start this conversation with your doctor? I imagine it's slightly uncomfortable for a lot of people. They might be self-conscious about it, have a lot of questions. What do you recommend?
Yeah, I find that a lot of patients don't ask their doctors about it for that exact reason, but a lot of doctors don't ask their patients about it for that exact reason. So I don't bring it up at the first visit. I don't want my patients to think that their weight is all that I care about, because it's not. But what I recommend is that if patients are interested in talking about it, bring it up. You can blame it on the media. Say something like, oh, I've seen these meds everywhere, and I'm wondering if one might be right for me. And it's as simple as that.
And an important reminder, because what you did say before, when you start taking it, you do have to continue taking it.
Yeah, the weight,
That's the thing to
the weight
remember.
gain comes back if you stop, yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much for being with us,
My
Doctor.
pleasure.
Would appreciate it. Now back over to KABC meteorologist Leslie Lopez for the latest look at the weather.
Good morning. All right, we're talking about a beautiful shot here over New York City, but notice it's so dry outside. I mean, crystal clear skies, looks very pretty, but all-time record broken last month for the driest October on record. That's in 150 years, only 1/100 of an inch of rainfall. So trace amounts. Now, we're also looking at record-breaking heat continuing forward all the way through. It looks like the next few days as we get into next week. But today, we're looking at a little cool down. I'll show you that in just a moment. But yesterday, records were broken up and down the East Coast, and then we are entering a really nice cool spell. This weekend, we're going to see those temperatures fall just in time for the New York City Marathon. That's on Sunday, 55 degrees. So if you're breaking a sweat, you're doing all right.
Now to Deals and Steals, and time for some fall fun around here. And from coffee to cosmetics, Tori's got us covered on all of it. Good morning to you.
Hello. How about some comfy cozy
Right?
here?
That's what we need in the fall. We get into the colder months.
That's
Comfy
right.
and cozy. What do we have
Comfy cozy.
here?
This is from Katydid. We've got their big assortment of super adorable slippers.
Yeah.
And these are great because they've got a good sole. So if you're going from the couch to the mailbox outside, you're going to be covered on these, and you're going to look cute in the process. And then we also have these just really fun like body wraps, if you will. It's got
These are
a
soft.
hood. They're soft. It's got a hood, pockets. If you want to just like cozy up, again, whether you're running out on errands or just want to look cool, they got you covered. Tons of colors that we have online. Everything slashed in half. These start at $17.50.
Excellent. Now, these caught my eye from across the
Yes.
studio here. These are like next level socks.
These really are. I'm sorry that Fonzie's not here today because it's one of his favorite companies that I bring of all time on Deals and Steals. These are poodoos, and these are slipper socks. So there's a lot of families that if they don't do the full-on family pajamas for their holiday pictures, they do full-on family poodoos to be able to have their matching slipper socks, which are adorable because they come in men's, women's, and kids. They even have mommy and me options. They've got couple sets. They've got singles. And then they also have, first time this year, these little ornaments with their quarter crew socks, which are really great. These are $7, these little ones. So that's a really great gift to stock up on. But everything from Poodoos today, up to 59% off, plus free shipping.
Free
from
shipping,
Poodoos.
we're all about it.
Like that. Okay.
All right, so as I get older, Tori, I don't like tying my shoes.
You don't like tying
I
your
don't
shoes.
like
Okay.
laces.
So
what do we have?
So this is called Hickeys, and it's one of the easiest ways to turn any lace up into a slip-on.
Okay, that's what I'm
not
talking
only is it incredibly convenient to not have to tie your shoes, but it also creates a better fit. So you can customize those for the fit that feels the best for your shoe, for your specific foot as well. So it can even take a comfortable shoe and make it more uncomfortable, or take an uncomfortable shoe and make it comfortable. These are great for somebody who doesn't want to tie their shoes, someone who has mobility challenges and can't tie their laces. Phenomenal, really good deal to cover your pair of shoes, $9 for the
Like
pack.
it. Okay.
Really good. Okay.
This next one, I'm told, big GMA favorite here.
Another GMA favorite, yes. This is Parasilk, and if you've got any kind of dry, cracked skin, it is no match for this. So we've got a variety of solutions. These, you pop in the microwave. It's a paraffin treatment. You'll get 4 treatments out of these. You reuse them 4 times. You pop it in for 2 minutes, wear it for just about 10 minutes, and suddenly your hands or with the booties, your feet feel really fabulous. fabulous. And then we have also their balms. Those are really great for any kind of dry, calloused areas. So whether it's elbows, heels, that will erase any of those problem areas. Everything Slash and Half starts at $10.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right.
Cosmetics. That was.
We don't know anything about that around here.
Exactly,
Television
right?
world.
Beauty Bakery, making their deals debut here, actually. This was created by a breast cancer survivor who just wanted to bring some joy into an everyday routine. That's what you get with them. Plus, they're really great formulas. I love all of their palettes. The palettes are beautiful. Our makeup team is like ooh and eyeing over the beautiful colors. Oh, this highlighter palette is so pretty. Just take my word for it, Whit.
I believe you.
It's really pretty. So not only do you get beautiful colors, beautiful formulas, you get fabulous packaging, and you get to bring a little joy to an everyday routine. Great prices too, because at 50% off, everything here $9 to $20.
50% off. Okay.
We like that.
All right, Gio's all about the protein with the coffee here.
Yeah, look at he just like
bicep
froze.
mode.
You said his name and he froze.
Come on, Gio.
Janae and I were just talking about food.
Chug away.
So we've got protein coffees. We've got their coffee concentrates, 0 sugars. You just use 1 or 2 tablespoons of that, and then you add either water, milk, or a combination of both. You can make the most delicious iced or hot beverages.
Great ingredients too, by the way.
Great ingredients on the protein coffee. And you know what's really great too, you guys? Up to 65% off and free shipping.
Boom, there we go. Love it.
Good ingredients. Look at this.
You guys had a camera on me the whole time.
I can see Gio's pecs flexing as he's looking at the
There
whole family involved. Thank you, Tori. We partner with all these companies. You can find each deal on our website, goodmorningamerica.com. Now with Win the Weekend and Dolly Parton. When is she not winning, right?
Yep.
So the legendary singer-songwriter has had 25 of her songs reach #1 on the Billboard Hot Country Songs chart. But when asked in a recent interview which of her hits she was most proud of, Dolly had an answer ready to go. So what do you guys think?
Don't look.
Yeah, don't look here.
So I Will Always Love You, which was Whitney Houston
Is that
sang
your pick?
it. But maybe, I think so. She loved that song, I think.
Come on.
Coat of many colors.
Oh, you did. You cheated.
I did.
You can always depend on Janae to cheat. Yes, Dolly's answer was 1971's Coat of Many Colors, saying it's the most personal. Let's go ahead and take a listen to it for a bit.
But I wore it so proudly. Although we
That
had
song
no
tells the
money,
story of when
I
Dolly's
was
mom
rich
made a
as
coat out of
I
rags
could
for her to wear when she was a child.
be.
Yeah, so Janae cheated.
I did on that
Great
one,
song. We
but
love
that's
Dolly.
All right, welcome back to GMA on the Saturday morning. There's a live look right there at Central Park where runners will be crossing the finish line at this weekend's New York City Marathon.
Looking forward to that, but much more on the marathon in just a moment. First, let's take a look at some of the top headlines that we're following right now. The 2024 presidential campaign is in its last 3 days. Both major candidates making final blitzes in battleground states this weekend. Vice President Kamala Harris making an all-out push in battleground Wisconsin, leaning on superstar Cardi B and celebrity rappers to get out the vote there. Meantime, Donald Trump stumping in Michigan, joined by former independent candidate RFK Jr., who dropped out of the race and endorsed Trump. And it's not too late to register to vote in a number of states. You can go ahead and scan that QR code right on the screen to learn more.
A major setback for New York City Mayor Eric Adams in his bid for re-election. A federal judge refusing to drop bribery charges against the mayor, setting his next trial date for April 21st. Adams is facing a 5-count indictment alleging he accepted years of luxury travel gifts in exchange for helping the Turkish consulate in Manhattan. He's pleaded not guilty to all charges.
And Wendy's plans to close 140 more restaurants by the end of the year, on top of the already 100 restaurants it already announced it would shutter. Now, the company telling investors those closures are part of a plan to update its locations and will be offset by new restaurant openings coming soon.
Now to the New York City Marathon. More than 50,000 runners are going the distance across all 5 boroughs, including our very own Will Ganss, who's running for the very first time. We're really excited about that. That's happening tomorrow. He's in Central Park with all the excitement. Will, you making friends out there already?
That's right, you guys. I am making friends, and literally right now, there are finishers, the very first finisher from the 5K this morning with the New York Roadrunners. How exciting is that? These are members, though, of Team Inspire who are running tomorrow. Nate is running his second New York City Marathon. Janie is running her fourth New York City Marathon. And Zara is running her very first, just like me. We're in it together. But here's more on their inspiring stories. Take a look.
The New York City Marathon, the largest in the world with over 55,000 runners from nearly 150 countries around the globe. And some of the loudest cheers this Marathon Sunday will be for the 26 members of Team Inspire, like climate activist and influencer Zara Biabani.
I know it's definitely a hard first course for any marathoner, so trying to give myself grace, but excited to just cross the finish line.
Zara is lacing up to support both Team Inspire and Team for Climate, the first entry in a major marathon tied to sustainability efforts and the environment.
I really hope to inspire people to see the imperative for acting on climate, and within that scope, really reflect on the positive trends that have been happening and how they can be a part of it.
Other participants coming from as far away as Hawaii, like middle school teacher Nate Kahaiali'i, who's running with the one thing he salvaged from his home before losing everything in the Maui wildfires: his sneakers.
It was a few days later, we went back to the neighborhood, unrecognizable, that we saw, the house completely reduced to ash.
He wears the shoes now as a symbol of strength and resilience to honor his home in Hawaii.
Every step I take with them is a step that I take with Lahaina as well.
The point of Team Inspire is to really just showcase that anybody can be an inspiring athlete, anybody can be a runner, right? We all have our own journeys, and it doesn't matter how we get there.
For Janie Deegan, the path to this marathon began with the step into sobriety.
I got sober when I was 25, and the year before that I had been homeless due to alcoholism and addiction. And when I got sober, I knew that if I was going to stay sober, I had to find some sort of joy and purpose.
Running became her purpose. After completing her first 10K, she, along with a friend, set her sights on running the New York City Marathon.
I'm getting a little teary thinking about it. 2017, we were running that New York City Marathon and crossed the finish line together in under 5 hours. And it was just such a cool thing.
And for each marathon she ran, Janie crossed the finish line on a new professional milestone at the same time, opening 3 bakeries here in Manhattan. In fact, hers are now the official cookie of the New York City Marathon.
We're selling joy, right? We're not selling an unhealthy lifestyle. We're selling joy and balance.
I love that you say you're selling joy. How far away did that reality feel when you were unhoused?
I remember a family member of mine when I turned 30 saying, I didn't think you'd make it till you were 30. I've been sober 11 and a half years, and it's just been God, it's been the marathon of a lifetime. It's been the adventure of a lifetime. I didn't know what I was capable of.
Well, here we are, and we have got some of these delicious cookies, the official cookie of the New York City Marathon. All right, I have to ask, I'll ask Nate and Janie, some advice for first-timers. What would you tell us before we run this thing tomorrow?
Yeah, just enjoy it. Try not to worry about a PR. Just take it in, the energy from the crowds. Just enjoy it.
Thank you, Nate.
Try to wear headphones as little as possible because the crowd's energy is more motivating than any headphones.
I love that. All right, now I'm going to go down the line. One word to describe how you're feeling heading into your first New York City Marathon.
Grit or gritty.
Gritty, love it. Janie, your fourth?
Inspired.
Inspired. And Nate, your second New York City Marathon?
Motivated.
Motivated. All right, I am now motivated to carbo load. This looks delicious. I know you guys have some of Janie's life-changing baked goods there in the studio. Enjoy, you guys. You're allowed to carbo load with us, I think.
Oh, yeah, so good. Yeah.
And Will Ganss, you have been on your own little personal journey and revamping your life, so you training for this is huge. We are all so proud of you. We've been watching you on weekends as you've been getting your runs in, and we are all cheering you on, our friends.
He's like, thanks for talking to me.
Love you guys.
Bite
Thank
out
you.
Of this cookie. Yeah. With your mouth full. You're the best, Will. Cheering all of you on out there. And remember, you can catch coverage of the New York City Marathon on our ABC station right here in New York and on ESPN2 starting tomorrow at 8 a.m. These cookies are
Yeah, you guys go ahead and eat. Now on GMA with the author whose debut thriller, The Girl on the Train, just turned 10, and now Paula Hawkins is back on bookshelves with a spellbinding mystery, The Blue Hour. It's this month's GMA Book Club
pick, and Paula joins us live. I loved The Girl on the Train. When I found out this month's book club pick was your book, I was so excited to read it, and I was jealous because I thought I wouldn't get to interview you. Love that you are here, Paula. This book has everything. Art, an island, a missing spouse. Where did you begin when writing this one?
I began with the island, actually. It's this remote tidal island off the coast of Scotland. It's a place where you could get trapped or where you could need to get to and not be able to get there. It had everything I thought a setting for a crime novel needed.
Did you find yourself going down like rabbit holes when like learning about art and like ceramics?
Well, I really immersed myself in the art.
Yeah.
I read lots of biographies and memoirs. I love art, and I loved that part of it. I did visit some potter's studios to watch people throwing pots. And what really struck me about that is that potter's studios are full of little implements that you could do somebody harm with, like little knives and wires and
Wait,
things.
why did that fascinate you?
Because I'm a crime writer.
Yeah, okay.
I think about ways to kill people all the time. Yeah.
That's fascinating. Well, you say you've always been interested in darker stories too? I guess you don't have a question.
Yes. I was always sort of drawn to the darkest fairy tales and to things like, I read a lot of Agatha Christie when I was a child.
As a child?
Well, 11,
like,
12,
okay.
kind of,
Yeah.
not when I was little, but I've always been more interested in dark stories, scary stories. There was a big horror movie phase as a teenager. So for some reason, I've always liked that kind of thing.
When you're writing, where do you start? Do you start with a question? Do you see a little instrument somewhere and you're like, someone could be unalived with that?
There's lots of different. I mean, I usually start with a character. I start with a person. And in this book, it was this artist, this woman called Vanessa Chapman, who's this enigmatic, reclusive, slightly glamorous artist who takes herself off to an island to devote herself to her work. But she's the kind of person, people are very attracted to her, but she's also, she's a little bit difficult. She has a tempestuous relationship with her husband.
Yeah.
Plenty of scope for conflict.
Wow. I am fascinated and feeling kind of like you just maybe described me. It's been about 10 years since The Girl on the Train, and we were talking about this before. You were writing under a pen name before that. Mm-hmm. You had to have that book be a success. You'd borrowed money from your father, and your life changed.
Yeah.
But you feel nervous ahead of this book coming out. But you said it's like a different kind of fear.
It's a very different nervousness. When I wrote The Girl on the Train, nobody knew who I was. No one was expecting anything. Now, 10 years on, it's a different situation, and it's always a slightly nervous moment when a book comes out. You don't know whether people are going to receive it, whether they'll connect to the characters. I really hope they do. But yeah, it's always it's tricky.
I love it. And I also love that you've spoken out about being a woman who made the decision not to have kids, not to get married, and you have this incredible life, and we are living through it. So thank you so much, Paula.
Thank you.
Yes, we appreciate you being here. And The Blue Hour is out now. So now let's send it back to KABC's Leslie Lopez for another check of the weather.
Man, I like all of that. All right, we're going to talk about weather here, though. We are talking about severe storms rolling through the southern plains right now. Anywhere from Texas to Oklahoma, you're looking at a flash flood threat. Now, 6 to 8 inches of heavy amounts of rain could fall through Oklahoma over the next 3 days. In addition to that, we're talking about hail, damaging winds through the region. A few tornadoes today. That risk increases tomorrow.
Coming up, cookbook author Aaron Clark is here serving up mason jar meals, and we are ready to dig in. And back in a moment.
All right, and we are back now with Meal Prep Made Simple, and we are serving up mason jar meals with food blogger and cookbook author Aaron Clark. These are all recipes from her new cookbook, Well Plated Every Day. Aaron, good morning.
Good morning. I'm so happy to be here.
And we're happy you're here because this is, first of all the stuff we love, but you're making it really easy and convenient for people.
Absolutely. Mason jars have gone absolutely viral on my social media this year. They've been viewed more than 44 million times, and for good reason. They're making it easier for busy families to enjoy healthy lunches. If you spend a few minutes prepping on the weekend, anytime you're hungry, you can have a healthy lunch on hand in your fridge like that.
And it's kind of just like throwing it all in, right?
Exactly. They're really versatile. So the one thing we're going to start with my kale apple pomegranate salad with wild rice. I hear you're very into apples lately.
I'm apple obsessed. All right.
So the very first thing when you're building a mason jar salad, you want to put your dressing in the
Really?
bottom. That way they don't get soggy. Nobody wants a soggy salad. So we're going to put our dressing in the bottom and then build from there.
And then when you're ready, you shake it all up.
Yep, you shake it up or you dump it in a bowl. Next, I'm going to add the apple.
Okay.
I like to put the apple right in the dressing because that keeps the apple from turning brown.
Oh,
so smart.
Yeah. And then from here, you want to think about building kind of the heartier ingredients on the bottom and then end with your more tender ingredients on the top.
This feels very lessons in chemistry, by the way. This is like...
Oh, I loved that book and the show.
Okay.
So I'm going to add my heartier ingredients now. So this is my wild rice. I like to make this in a big batch on the weekend, and then you can keep it in the freezer so it's ready to go anytime you need it. And now we're just going to keep on rolling with it. So I'm adding pomegranates. They're so good this time of year.
So delicious.
But if you...
I love how you're layering this. This is really nice. And it's also visually really nice,
Yes, yes. And we eat with our eyes. It's kind of like a really nice treat to have for yourself. When you are in the middle of your hectic day, you can just open up your refrigerator, and then it's kind of like... Future you is so grateful to current you for doing this on the weekend.
Yeah. Perfect. Is this next?
Yep,
You
so
got the
this
cheese?
Yep, so this is feta. If you're not into feta, you can use goat cheese. You can use anything else you like. And then we're going to put in our kale. I love kale for mason jar salads because it can last in your refrigerator for days. And that's really the beauty of this recipe.
Okay, and then we're going to top it with
please
little
finish
pecans.
me off with some pecans.
Yes.
You've got to have crunch with a salad.
Gotta have crunch.
is
That's so
key.
important. Okay, you got another one over here.
Yeah, well, just to show you really quickly, so then when you are ready to eat, you just dump it into a bowl.
That part is so satisfying.
Yeah.
Look at that, and the way the dressing, everybody's applauding because it really is kind of cool. The dressing just ends up on it. It smells so good too.
And it's all marinated in that dressing. It's just so delicious.
Good variation.
Now you can do the exact same thing over here. So this is, I call this my kind of Cobb salad, and it's kind of because it doesn't have bacon, but I promise it's just as delicious, which is what I promise with all of my recipes. So we have roasted sweet potatoes that we are giving the flavor of bacon with some maple syrup and smoked paprika. If you want to finish that off with some pecans, add a little crunch in there too. We've got avocado, we've got chicken, everything in a traditional Cobb salad.
Excellent.
This is breakfast for me.
So we're going to keep moving since we are running out of time here.
absolutely.
But I'm smelling barbecue over here. Tell me about this bowl that we've got cooking.
So this is a barbecue chickpea bowl. It has roasted vegetables. We're serving it on top of quinoa. We give barbecue treatment to chickpeas.
And this is all of it come together here,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. So those barbecue chickpeas, they're great in the jar, but of course they're great served over a baked potato.
Yeah, he's going in.
I'm in.
All right.
Oh,
And then
I know, they're really good, right?
And you can also use the mason jars for, these look like great gifts.
They are. I love to give this to friends if they're coming over for dinner. It's a really great party favor. These are my cowgirl cookies. So they're a spin on cowboy cookies.
Oh.
They're really just hearty and nutty.
And all of those recipes are on that QR code on your screen right now. Well Plated every day is available right now. Thank you, Aaron. We so appreciate you.
So good. Sorry, we're just talking about Gio stole all the mason jars full of food.
He sure did.
He's got to pack in the
He's
protein.
heading to the gym later.
Yeah. I don't know if you heard me counting. He did well over 1,000. Thanks for watching, and thanks to our Will Ganss and all the runners out there for the marathon. Go, Will.
Thanks for starting your Saturday with us. We will see you right back here tomorrow morning.